What's going on YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Ubisoft's new mobile game, Might and Magic Elemental Guardians. But before we do, I do need to mention this video is sponsored by Ubisoft, so thank you so much out there for sponsoring our video and taking care of our channel and helping me keep my food on the table so I can keep eating. So I appreciate that. So what exactly is Might and Magic Elemental Guardians? It is a turn-based strategy RPG where you take the role of a student, a magic student, and we take some units with us. We do some battling, and we get in there, and I'll just show you guys. We'll go ahead and get into a battle here. There's tons to do. This is a scenario board right here we can get into. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the floating isles here, and I'm gonna go on advance here just so I don't look terrible, and I'm gonna go ahead and click play. Now you can look at the screen here as we're going in. This is the reward table. We can click on that. You guys get anything from glyphs, which is essentially the equipment in this game, to actual monster drops or unit drops, to currencies and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and click play and start to battle. This is the team selection, so you can see all of my different monsters I have. These are the best ones that I have on me right now. I've been working pretty hard. I do have some 4 stars. I leveled them up. I haven't gotten a nat 4 stars, sadly. So this is where you pick your team. Sometimes it goes in a team of 4, and then I have seen times when you need to take a team of 5 in, and we're gonna go ahead and hit start and get into the battle. So it's gonna be you versus another bunch of mobs and enemies, and there's gonna be a boss fight at the end, which is gonna be pretty good. Everything in this game is based off of turns, like I said. If you look at the meter, the little blue meter you see underneath the HP bars, that is the time meter. That is your turn meter. It's your speed. It's how fast you get to do your moves as my golem starts breakdancing. So once that fills up, you get to take your turn. Same goes for the enemies. If theirs fills up, they get to take their turn. If you look at the bottom left here, right here at this anima magic, that's essentially your student's ability, and that fills up through turns as turns go by, and once that's all the way up, your student actually gets to attack also. Nice sword stance there, bud. As you can see, each unit will have 3 different abilities. This first ability is normally just an auto attack, but you can see later we can evolve that into something stronger, as my bird here has the self-heal, which is pretty actually good, but we'll talk about that later. And then we have an ability here called Empower, and then we have an ability called Mass Stone Skin. So we're going to go ahead and select Mass Stone Skin, and we're going to cast that on the enemy. Now, everything but the auto attack does have cooldowns, so you're only able to use them once, and then you have to wait a couple of turns before you can use them again. So we're going to go ahead and use this and cast it on the enemy. If we look at the enemy here, though, they have little arrows jumping over on top of their heads. You can see one is red and one is yellow. Yellow means neutral, meaning that there is nothing really happening between me and the monster. There's no weakness or strength against me. But we can see against the other harpy-type monster who's now dancing that we're having a little bit of trouble against that one. That one's going to resist us a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and cast here. And it was actually AoE and protect us. That's why the bird is so good. We'll get into that maybe in another video. But if you guys end up getting this bird, which you guys can farm in the game, as you saw where we can get different units, you guys can get that bird. Very, very good unit. Moving on to my red treant here. He is going to be more of my healer. And as you can see, they also have passives. So this isn't actually a move. It's a passive. So his move slot is actually taken place by a passive. And in this passive, if I end up critting, I get to heal my entire team by 20% of their max HP, which is really, really good. And then he has this other move right here, which does so much damage. You guys will see. I mean, he just stomps people into the ground. We'll go to my rock dude here. We'll go ahead and cast, let's see. We'll go ahead and cast that. You can see that it was green. Did you see how it was green? That means I do more damage. And you saw me just knock him out. Now, this level's not the most tough for me. Oh my gosh, they have a more evolved version of my bird. If you see my bird, that bird you see there is what my bird will turn into eventually. And we'll get into the whole unit, the creature evolutions and things like that here in a minute. And now we're back with my bird, and you can see that move I used before has a 4-turn cooldown. So sadly, I'm not going to be able to use that move for 4 more turns. But I can go ahead and use this. Decrease attack of all enemies. Go ahead and cast that on him. AoE, this bird's really good. And if you see my student, my character, my unit, Claic Yuzolt, can now use his ability. If I use this, boom, it hurts them, and also has a chance to put my speed up on my team. Very, very strong. We'll get into that in a little bit and show you guys more of that, but that can all be customized too and be made even better. So now my tree only has his auto attack, which still isn't that bad. I'm going to go ahead and go for the one he's not weak against. And my rock dude is going to make sure buff us up with his buff move. Now finally, my stone guardian here gets to make a move. My stone knight man. And we're going to use the ability here that taunts all the enemies and heals them up a bit. The bird only has her auto attack left, so we'll go ahead and hit the other birdie in the face because I am level 18, even though it isn't a fault for him. Go ahead and attack here with the stone. the golem, the wind golem. We'll go ahead and attack here because he's almost dead. Oh, I thought it would kill him. I always go for the kill there when I play. Hit there. And then my stone guy is going to do a lot of damage to the bird. Gosh, he's actually really strong. The stone golem can also be farmed in this game. They can be farmed from the advanced versions of certain scenarios, which we'll get into a video. I think I'll do a video later where I talk about how to begin the game and what units you should be looking for, because I got both of them by farm. Well, I got lucky with the wind golem, but I got the arcane bird by farming. So we can see here now we have a giant dragon to fight, and if you look, the graphics look pretty intense on this game. They're very, very good. I've played this on my iPhone and I've played this on my iPad. Both of them look phenomenal. We'll go ahead and use our our student here's ability, and we can go back and using our other bird's abilities because the cooldowns are reset. Normally, this boss used to kick my butt, but I've actually been training pretty hard and playing the game, so it's not too bad for me right now. Go ahead and smack this birdie, take her out. Use this. You can see this had turn lowered, so sometimes abilities will hit and they'll actually take the bar down on the enemy, which is actually pretty good for you. That's a decreased attack. We'll kill that guy. Now we only have myself and the dragon left, which shouldn't be too tough, as my team's actually really strong. Okay, this move is gonna hit so much. It takes like half their health. I love that move. I need to find. I haven't really looked into the tree's skills, but I hope there's a way to make the that cooldown less, because he will be doing so much damage. So as you can see, this is how the game works for the most part. You get into a battle. Every different type of monster. There's over 400 monsters to collect in the game and train up. Have 3 different abilities, and then from there they can be evolved even more. We're going to get into that right now. This is the reward screen. You can see that some of my units are maxed out as their star level, max level has been increased. They were 3 stars. They can only go up to level 25. But my arcane bird and then my wind golem, they have a little bit more to go. And so you can see here my student or myself has also gained experience. And our reward that time was 940 of the gems. That's the currency we'll use throughout the game. I would consider that like the free economy currency, and then the dragon coins to be the more of the paid economy that you can get, the paid stuff. So we'll go ahead and go home now after we beat that, so I can show you guys a little bit more of what the game has to offer. We go here, that's where we summon. We'll get into that a little bit later. I actually just completed a quest to get a legendary stone, which has a much higher chance of giving me a 4-star, which 4-star base I do believe is the highest you can summon in the game right now. And I haven't summoned one yet, so I'm pretty excited about that. At the top of the screen, you can see we have 3.3 million of the gems, or the crystals. They're used for a lot of things in the game, like purchases I can make in the shop over here. There's a shop you eventually unlock, and you can buy things in here. Like, for example, I can buy a summon if I wanted to. That could be a 1 to 2-star summon. I'll go ahead and buy that with my gems there. This is for evolution material. I'll buy that or so on. That shop resets all the time, so you can get there and get some cool stuff. But let's look at the creatures and how we can actually make our creatures stronger and what we can do to, you know, be better and get farther in the game. So we're going to go ahead and look at our manticore. Actually, we'll look at our little arcane eagle. It was an arcade bird before, but you know what? I'm actually proud of this unit. It took me forever to farm it, so I want to be able to show it off. From this screen, we can see there are a lot of glyphs. You can see the stats that we use, and again, the glyphs are pretty much what boost our stats up and are the equipment in this game. We can see a little bit more. We can see the different abilities and click on them and learn more about our character, the XP, and things like that. There's also an upgrade button, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is what we're going to use to make our units better and stronger, and how we can, you know, change them and have a little bit more fun with customization. So first you're going to see is level up. So you just go to upgrade level, and throughout the game, you guys are going to obtain potions. And these potions are strictly used as like experience pots. So I can go ahead and use a couple here. You can see I spend a little bit of my gems, my crystals, and I can increase my experience up. Boom, boom, like that. Went up to 19. There we go. Nothing too crazy there. Then there's the rank up page right here. And you can see that I'm not max level, so I'm unable to rank up. But if we go back to one of our max level units, like, let's see, like our tree here, our treants, and we go to upgrade, and then we go to rank up, we have the ability to rank up. And what that means is we're going to take the star level and make it higher, which increases our level cap. So you can see my treants at max level, but if I was to make him a 4-star, the max level would be increased to 30, giving me more stats and making my unit stronger. And the way we do that is we go to upgrade rank, and you're going to need to use 3-star monsters into him. You're going to have to feed him into the treant here to be able to increase him to a 3-star base. I want to keep these guys. I don't know how good they are yet, because I'm still kind of a newbie to the game, so I'm not going to get rid of those. But one of the things this game has is kind of like, I would like to call it food chain kind of economy where we'll go back and we'll go, you know, these little creatures that we summon here, they're not as good as the other creatures, so we'll level them up. I even have a ton of 1-stars. We'll level them up. We'll use the rank up ability that we're talking about until we get them up to 3-star, and then we'll go ahead and feed them into our tree, and that's how we make them higher star level to be able to get higher levels. Let's go back to our arcane eagle here. The next option is skill up. So you're going to be able to make those 3 skills that you have become even better. You can see the materials that you need. Those are farmable in other dungeons. And you can also buy them from the shop that we just showed you. And it's random. So it's going to be random which of these 3 skills it's going to put up. We can see that there are different kinds of effects that happen. So for example, with my Order Shine, my auto attack, essentially it's always up, it doesn't have a cooldown. The damage goes up by 5% once it's upgraded, then damage 5% again, all the way up to 5 and then 10%. So that can be upgraded 4 different times. When I click this button, it'll do it randomly. If I go to Empower, effect turns +1, so that buff is going to be able to be on my team for 1 more turn. Cooldown time -1 you can see on this one, which is amazing, because that means I can use it more often. And we have effect probability, meaning, I do believe that means that the, let's read the ability. Increase attack of all enemies for 1 turn. 70% chance of lowering their bars by 20%. So what I do believe that means, that's 70%, so that only works 70% of the time. The effect probability would be able to go up to 85%, it looks like, if you max it out. And then we can do the same here with a cooldown time reduction going down. Actually, we talked about it earlier in the video. I'm going to see if I can make my trees skill for this one. Oh, it actually gives more draining ability, so it's going to actually give it to do more damage. We can't make the cooldown go down, but we can do more damage. This one won't be increased because it is a passive. Moving on, let's go back to our arcane eagle here. There's one more, which is like the most exciting, which is evolve. So if you guys look at my little bird, it used to be this little arcane bird. That's what she used to look like. She was little and tiny, but she was cute, but I needed something a little bit stronger. So you could evolve. So what we did was we evolved into this arcane eagle. And the way we did that was we collected enough of these, if you look at these materials over here, these evolution materials, in order to evolve. And you pay a little gems, you pay those materials, and they transform and they turn into a different looking unit. They evolve. And after evolving, you will obtain special stat increase +7 to speed. And speed is actually phenomenal. So then we're going to be able to turn into the Frost Simurgh. I don't even know how to say that. Simurgh? I hope I'm saying that right, but look how beautiful it is. I cannot wait to hit that point. I'm actually getting close. I need to be farming the water shrine, which I'll show you guys where that is. But you guys also can get different abilities added. So if we go back, let's see if my wind golem will get. Oh, maybe my manticore can. Let's go there. Let's go to evolve. Oh, I guess 25. Oh my gosh, my manticore turns into a beast. You can see what my manticore used to look like. It's a little kitten. A little kitten with little wings. But there are sometimes when you evolve, you actually get to get a different ability. Let's see if, where's my, yeah, let's see if you get one. If we were to evolve you. Nope, 7 to speed. So it seems like that middle one, now not all of them have 2. If we look back at the tree here, he only has 1 evolution. Okay, it's perfect. So he only has 1 evolution. But sometimes when you evolve, you get 2 different main skills can evolve to. So remember that auto attack skill? Normally it's just an attack. But when you evolve, it actually gets some special things put on it. When I evolve my treant here, whenever I get to the point where I can do that, he's either going to get to his normal attack that's always up. Attacks an enemy with an attack increase based on max HP. 50% chance of lowering their turn by 30%. Or he's going to get this one that gives him some chance of poisoning. So you're randomly going to get one of those 2 when you evolve. So obviously there's some better than others. I do believe there's going to be a way in the game to where we can re-roll that eventually. I don't think it's in the game yet, but I do think it's coming. I've heard from reading on Reddit and talking to people on Discord. That may come in the future. And then we also, as you can see, special stat increase. We get a big stat increase when we evolve. And look at him. He turns into a beast too. Look. They always look so cool. They're so cool. Okay. So that's how you upgrade just your unit. We haven't even talked about the glyphs. Let's go ahead and get to the glyphs. Let's look at our arcane eagle and talk about the glyphs for a minute. So we have different glyph types. Again, glyphs are like the equipment in this game. We have different glyph types: vitality, strength, frenzy, defense, haste. That goes on, and they give different stats. So if we click on this this glyph right here, this vitality glyph, you can see it puts up my speed by 15, critical damage by 4%, my defense +7, and crit +1%. If you look over here in the bottom right of the screen, you see a glyph bonus. And the way you obtain those is by equipping 3 of a specific gift. So by having 3 vitality, you can see it says at the top left here where vitality is, right there. You can see that it says bonus to HP. And I've equipped 6 of those bad boys because early in the game you want a lot of HP. And I got HP +20% and HP +20%. If I were to, you know, equip 3 of the defense one. It says bonus to defense. I'm assuming we're going to get a 20% defense buff, etc. There's a haste 1. Speed's so good, so haste is actually a really good glyph to have. And we're going to be able to move on from there. And you farm these throughout the scenarios. There's actually a specific glyph dungeon, but I don't even know if I'm strong enough to be taking that on yet. I'm still early on in the game. And you can sell these, you can equip them on, you can, you can remove them if a certain glyph, like you can see down here, I can click this. If I wanted to, I could pay to remove it so I can save it for later if I didn't want it on this specific unit. But you can also upgrade them. So there are different rarities. There's the, let's see if I have any white ones. Yeah, you can see there's white. I think white is like the lowest one. Then it goes blue, green, yellow, and purple, I do believe. And purple's like the best one you can get, so that's what you're looking for when it comes to that. And so we can level them up. So if we go to like a glyph over here, let me find one that has, alright, this defense plus 45, defense plus 2% seems pretty good. And sometimes you get a lot of different passives on the glyph. So the higher the rarity of the glyph, more than likely you're going to have a lot of different passives that show up on the bottom, but you can also gain passives by leveling them up. So we're going to go ahead and go to the up arrow. So we're going to level this glyph up. It's going to cost us some gems or some crystals here. And we have a certain percentage chance for it to level up. Now, it can fail, but normally at the lower levels, when you're like up to like level 6, it normally won't fail. So we'll go ahead and level it up and see what happens. You can see that the top stat of this glyph has now increased its stats. You can see what it increases to when you level up. That is important because that top stat is normally what you're looking for because that's the one that gets the highest, increases the most. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. So if you need defense, HP, things like that, you can see that's going up. So that's like the most important one you want to look at. You can see now that it says substat bonus. So at level 4, I'm either going to get a new substat. So instead of this defense 2%, I could get something else. Or my defense 2% could actually increase too. So we're going to go ahead and click upgrade and see what happens. You can see that now, along with my defense increasing, my top stat, I was awarded an attack 1%. So we're going to go ahead and keep going and see if we get it to fail here. Nope, it won out there. That's good. Our defense is getting up there pretty high on this glyph. All right, and now we're on to a level 7, and we can see another substat bonus has come along. So we're going to try to grab that one real quick so I can show that off. And we actually succeeded, and the attack percent went up. We did not get another substat, but we can see our attack percent went up by 2% from 1% to 3%, which is pretty good. So, you know, you're going to get in there, collect different glyphs, level up your unit, and that's another way to become stronger and be able to do more in the game. If we go to battle here and we go to the Dragon Mist Isles, this is where you're going to find the things you need for evolving. Like the Tower of Houses, you can see you get these items from if you need them to evolve. The Elemental Tower is where you're going to get one specific, you know, like for wind, it looks like earth or grass, fire, and water. That's where you're going to be able to farm them. Now, they are open on certain days, but I do believe on Sunday they're always open, which is pretty good. This is the Glyph Dungeon. I haven't gotten to this yet. But you can go all the way to the end here if you get really far. And you can see there's the purple, there's a legendary, there's some yellow ones. Is orange one too? Did I miss orange? I don't know if I'm colorblind. Orange might be one too. I'm actually unsure on that. That might be all yellow. I don't know. I may be colorblind. You can tell me in the comments below. And then they have this thing called Tower of Trials. It updates every month, I do believe, so it resets. And you can go through here and go through endless, you know, all the way up to floor 10, and you get all kinds of great rewards as you're working through it, and there's even a nightmare mode of that. I haven't tried this yet because I'm trying to get, like, stronger. You can see it has 24 days left before it resets, so I'm going to wait till that happens. And there are a ton of other things. There's a secret island, but there's no dungeon for it right now, and other things to open up. Let's see, what else should we talk about? Okay, yeah, your characters. So this is where I was talking about where you can pick, there are different houses you can pick from that do different things. You can see the different skill trees. You can also pick which way you go, and then you level them up, you upgrade them as you level up. So this is something you can get into later and look into to make your students, your actual character skill become better and what it can do for your team and become stronger. There's actually PvP in the game as well. It's very important to be doing these because you get a, your reward are like these little, like little medals, and you can spend the medals in a shop, and there's actually some really good stuff in there. So what you do is you click start, and then you could choose which team you want to fight. You pick your team over here to the left, and then you can actually skip, like say, I don't know if I can fight that team. You have a certain number of skips you can do, and this uses the red energy, the red lightning bolt as compared to the yellow one. So guys, that's pretty much, you know, a quick rundown of everything you can do in this game. So before we take off, one of the things I really want to show is the ability to summon and what that looks like. So we're going to get in here, and we're going to use an epic soulstone. We can see it here to the left. It could be a 2-star, a 3-star, or the coveted 4-star. So let's see what we get. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and click tap to open. Okay, so we didn't see any lightning. You'll see some lightning bust. Ooh, a 2-star though. Not mad about that. I like spinning them around. It looks cool. So you can get, if you're going to get a 3-star or 4-star, I do believe lightning starts coming out of it. And now time for the legendary soulstone. All right. I haven't had one of these in my first one. I'm really hoping to get a 4-star base. And even when I summon it, I'm not going to know if it's good. I'm going to have to go try to look it up later. But this can only be a 3 or a 4-star, which is really good anyway. So wish me some luck, guys. Here we go. I'm so excited. I've been farming for that forever. I'll show you guys where I got it. So obviously you saw the lightning. Okay, we got a 3-star witch, a fire witch. So I don't know how good that is. Let's take a look here. Attacks all enemies, 40% chance of granting all enemies one of the following effects at random. Confusion or block heal. Blocking heal seems fine. Attacks all enemies and mutes them, blocking their special abilities for 2 turns. At the cost of oh. So she sacrifices her own HP. I'm unsure on how good she is. I'm gonna have to look her up. I'm sad I didn't get the 4-star. I haven't got the coveted 4-star yet, but that's okay. And if you guys were wondering how I got that soulstone, if you go down here to events, that's where you'll see the event page. It's this event right here. I went ahead and did all of these different things. It's pretty much just what you do throughout the game as you learn, and then you end up getting, once you complete them all, you get your legendary soulstone from there. So that's how it is. So again, thank you so much, Ubisoft, for sponsoring this game. If you guys want to download this game, the links for the iOS and Google Play links are in the description below. Click them, go download the game. I'm having a ton of fun with this. I've already streamed it once, non-sponsored, because I just loved it so much. I've been playing it like all week. It's super fun. Seriously, take a look at it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching the video.